Hey everybody, I'm Brant, and today we're going to be taking a look at this guitar that I got from a client of mine. It's their daughter's guitar. It's a Joymusic Acoustic Kids Guitar. I looked on Amazon to see if this was something that you could still get, and it's not currently available in black. They have, I think, an option on this sunburst style for about $44, and they have a blue color of this guitar for $65. So you can still get this. It is a string through. Sorry, not a string through. It is a stop tail bridge, I guess. Looks like steel strings. I'm not sure what kind of strings they are. They look rather copperish. What size they are. But she said this guitar doesn't play very well. We'll see what we can do with this guitar and change the strings, clean it up, polish some things. There's no truss rod, so I can't check the neck level, or I could check it, but I can't do anything to it. I did tune it up earlier and was playing it. And while I was playing it, I broke the high E string broke while I was playing it. I don't know how the strings are or anything like that. So yeah, we'll definitely do a string change now. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get started working on that. I'll probably just do a fast forward version of the video, and then I'll come back when that's done and talk about what I saw, what I did, and we'll see how it plays. I guess I could play it now before I do anything. It probably needs a tuning. Let's see. The tuners are really stiff, and there's a lot of, especially on the G string, a lot of pinging noises when I tune it. Yeah, I'll have to put something on some kind of lubricant on those tuners and see what we can do with that. Anyway, let me get started on that. We'll get to cleaning it up and see what we can do with it. All right. I've got all the strings changed, cleaned up, wiped down, polished a bit, and I think it sounds. I think all it needed was a string change. I think the strings that were on there before was what came on the guitar. I'm making an assumption. I don't know this, but the strings, they just sounded terrible. I put on some D'Addario strings, and they're super light, so hopefully that'll be okay. Since it is a kid's guitar. So let me play it a little bit and so you can hear what it sounds like with the new strings on. See if you can tell a difference. I think it sounds a lot better. A lot better. Sounds a lot better. So, what are some of my thoughts on this guitar? This was probably the most difficult guitar I've had to deal with. One, because I'm limited in what I can change, because it's not my guitar. Two, just the way that it's built. The way that it's built is, I don't understand some of it. So the tuning pegs, for instance, if you notice they have these little white sleeves on them. I guess that's supposed to act like a nut that would normally screw on top to hold the tuning peg in place. These sit on top of the headstock. So the holes in the tuning pegs are just barely over the top of these white plastic washers, if you will. They do nothing other than have a circular opening and rest on top of the headstock around the tuning peg. Why is that a problem? Well, the problem is that when you go to wind the strings, I usually like to do on the larger strings at least 2 reps, probably maximum of 2. On the lower strings, I like to do maybe 3. Here, because of that white washer, you start winding the strings and you get into where you're going to be doing a second or third wrap, and the string starts running out of room to wind down, and it gets caught between the string that has already been wound and the white plastic washer. So the G string, for instance, is horribly hard to turn. I lubricated all the gears and everything in the back and ran them really well, and they seemed, I wouldn't say smooth, but they seemed like they turned easier. But in trying to tune this guitar, a beginner would have, and a child would have a horrible time trying to tune this guitar. It's very difficult. The other thing is the saddle here at the bridge. It's just flat. There's some slight indentations from, I believe, where the strings were before. But it's just, there's no, I mean, this is a short scale guitar, you know, so intonation isn't really that big of an issue. It just seems, like it was made to be simple and cheap, and not necessarily sound good. And there's not a whole bunch you can do to upgrade this guitar or make it, you know, you could replace the tuners, but by the time you buy some tuners and drill holes to make them fit in the headstock if need be, which I would assume you probably have to do, you know, you might as well just buy a better, cheap guitar. In my opinion. I realize that some people, you know, this is what they've got, and you know, they want to make the best of it. And I hope my client's daughter continues to try and play and not let the limitations of the instrument stop her. That's my main concern. That she can play something, and hopefully the string change helps. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that gives her a little more encouragement to try something, you know, to keep going. And maybe she wants to keep going. Maybe she'll find a way to get something a little bit easier. The other thing is this neck. I know it's a kid's guitar, but it's incredibly thick. I look at one of my electrics and, you know, I'm overlapping my fingers around them. This one is thick. And it's got to be hard for small hands. Yeah. It sounds nice. I'm glad I was able to make some slight improvements. But to be honest, this was kind of frustrating because there wasn't a whole lot I could do to make it much better. And I feel a little bit bad about that, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'll put a link in case anybody's interested in buying this guitar, or at least looking at it online, read the specs for themselves and whatnot, look at the pictures. Would I recommend buying this guitar? No. Would I recommend the Best Choice Products classical style that I did several videos back over this? No. I think they're probably have an equal number of faults between them, not the same ones. But honestly, I have an electric guitar that I got for $75, which would be, you know, $10 more than the blue version of this. That plays so nice, and it's so easy to play, and tune, and keep in tune, and it's electric, yeah. Anyway, so that's I guess my thoughts on this. Again, this is a Joymusic acoustic for kids. I'd hesitate getting this for a child. I really would. But if it's what they have, it's doable. It's just going to take a lot more persistence, I think. But hopefully the new strings give her some inspiration and she continues. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. We're going to be doing some rewiring on one of my electric guitars. I hope you join us. Until then, have a great day, great evening, great night, or good morning, what have you. Cheers.